walked in, I was like, wow, this looks like it's gonna be a pretty big Buddha. And I looked up and I was like, jaw drop. Oh my gosh, it's been so long since I saw you. How have you been? It's about 7:30 or 8 at night right now. I just haven't taken my camera out today. I wanted to enjoy the last day that Eric and I have together before he starts his new work weeks. So we went to the Temple of Earth Park and like sat on a bench for a while, and I listened to an audiobook and people watched. And Eric was reading. Then we played frisbee, we biked home. Other than that, I've pretty much just worked on, you know, the regular stuff today. But I wanted to show you what I made for dinner. I made curry. It's a green curry with chicken, and it has a lot more vegetables than your average curry, but that's okay, we like vegetables. So yeah, we're about to sit down to dinner. That's probably about it for the day. Do we do anything else today? No, that's it. All right, see you tomorrow. Bye. Good morning. So today I am going on an adventure. Right now I'm just planning it out. Okay, so we live close to San Yuan Qiao Station. So the easiest way to go is this way and then over, up, and around. And I'm gonna go to Lama Temple today. You guys already saw we went to Temple of Earth Park, and that was not really that far of a bike ride, I thought. So once I'm at Lama Temple, then I realized, look how freaking close I am to a bunch of cool stuff. If I just go down this way and then take a right, this is like the drum tower, and then this is that street that I've been wanting to explore. It's kind of like Hutong type area, and there's all these like tattoo shops. I'm probably not going to go in them. I've realized lately that the tattoo shop minimum for Beijing, like the average, is about $150 US. Yeah, if I go home, it's like $50 US. I'm not gonna get a tattoo in Beijing. It's just not gonna happen. It's too expensive. But the whole vibe of the street is cool. There's like cute little cafes and different things along it. So it'd be fun to just kind of walk along that street. So if I feel like doing that, I could do that. I also have been wanting to go see Houhai Lake, which I believe is right here. So I could go kind of explore this kind of Hutong area. So basically, if I'm just staying on Gulo and Hepingli streets, then I will not get lost without GPS. Oh, this turns into Yonghe Gong. Oh, that's easy to remember. Lama Temple is also called Yonghe Temple, and Gong is temple.
Palace.
Oh, okay, palace. So Yonghe Gong is really easy to remember because it like has to do with the temple. Anyways, basically, I'm just staying on Hepingli, Yonghe, and Gulo, and then I will be good to go. Oh, and of course, this street has 3 different names. So we'll see how this goes. But I'm gonna go on an adventure today. I'm kind of drawing myself out a little map so that I don't get lost. Because my GPS on my phone, like, it works. The problem is that my phone, I don't know why, but it'll just randomly restart itself all the time. I never know when it's going to happen. And once it does it one time, it'll just keep doing it over and over. And sometimes, even if I like take the battery and the SIM card out, wait a few minutes, put it back in and retry, sometimes it'll still get into that spiral of like restarting itself. And I don't really know what causes it. My phone is like a couple of years old, so maybe that's it. But I don't know. I'm just gonna use the good old-fashioned pen and paper to figure out where I'm going today, and I will take you with me. It is now about like 11:30, so I've definitely done quite a bit of procrastination today. I painted my toenails and killed 2 mosquitoes, so that was exciting. I actually, when I smacked one of them, a bunch of paint came off the ceiling and landed down here, so that's fun. I'm finally getting ready to head out. So I've got my bag all packed. I'm trying to figure out what to do for lunch because I don't want to pay a bunch of money. Like, I'm really down to go to 7-Eleven. The only thing is I don't know where to eat my food. So my first stop is going to be Lama Temple. So my plan right now is to go to 7-Eleven, the normal one that I go to, bike towards Lama Temple, and along the way kind of look for somewhere to stop and eat. If I don't find anything, I can just stand there and eat food, and I don't know. And then I'm going to explore Lama Temple. I'm actually doing like a secret project for someone on Twitter. I'm not sure if I'll ever be able to tell you about it until like the end of November, but it's very romantic. So I'm gonna go do that at Lama Temple. And then I made myself like a little crappy drawing to know where I was going. I'm just gonna kind of start biking, and let's sit down and talk for just a second though about what's going on with Eric's internship. I hinted at this quite a bit before, that there was something going on with Eric's internship. And I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, but he's been home every day and he's been kind of in the background of all my vlogs. vlogs, which means he hasn't been at his internship. He was interning with Uber, and Uber announced a big merger with their competitor here in China. Just Uber China, not Uber altogether. Uber China merged with their competitor here in China, and they announced it on his first day at the internship. So on his second day he came in, basically they were like, none of us have secure jobs, so we can't secure you an internship here, because the competitor is now taking over complete operational control of Uber China. Pretty interesting, but kind of crappy for him. He spent a few weeks here just applying and interviewing and getting everything set up. It's kind of a long, annoying process, but they tried to speed it up as much as possible, and so now he is interning with an international PR consulting firm. It's kind of a bigger name, but I didn't know the name before. My mom was like, oh my gosh, that's such a big deal. So his first day is today. So he is gone. So now that I'm on my own consistently, now we're gonna get on a schedule. So he's gonna be at work all day, Monday through Friday. I have the entire day to myself. Eric's a slower traveler than me. Like, everyone has their different paces with traveling, right? So neither way is good or bad. It's just so dependent on your personality. But Eric and I travel very, very differently. Like, I could spend an entire day walking around the city and then feel super tired, eat a huge meal, and then pass out and be super happy. Eric likes to take little breaks throughout the day. Like, his ideal day is walking around, stopping for an appetizer. Walking around, stopping for an appetizer. He likes the intervals. I like the, like, let's go out and just do it hard. We travel very differently. So basically with him gone, it leaves me free to travel around Beijing at my own pace, which is quite a bit faster. But it has been really nice having him home. And because I will be leaving China before him, we are going to do a little bit more long distance. If you're curious about like our long distance / together relationship, you can let me know. I'm totally an open book. We've done quite a bit of long distance in the past, so a big reason I ended up coming to China was because we wanted to be together, because we've spent way too much time apart in our relationship. But today, since Eric is out, I can not only travel at my own pace, but I can go shopping. And I'm not saying like I'm gonna go on a shopping spree, but I really like to like look around, buy a few things, not very expensive. I love buying gifts for people. I love collecting souvenirs from around the world, and I don't have anything from Beijing yet. So it's kind of fun to like collect different things. We've got this like painting from a local guy at inside Siem Reap. I've got a painting from someone in Hong Kong. I've got like a map from Nanjing. I've got, you know, all kinds of things. A little Buddha tassel that I really liked from Nanjing. So I just like collecting little things like that. And then once Eric and I are settled into our own home, then we can decorate our house with things that we've gathered from around the world, which I think is really, really cool. I'll just, I don't know, wander for a long time, because this is getting long. I've been talking for 7.5 minutes now. Oh my god. So this weekend, I put up the vacation vlog, the temple guide to Chiang Mai vlog, which if you haven't seen that, I will link that above. I am ahead of schedule, and I can spend the entire day wandering, and it is also gorgeous outside, so let's stop talking and get the hell out of here. That's pretty nice sky. And I actually brought my massive sunglasses this time. I know they're way too big for my face. They're huge, but they protect me really well from like pollution and dust and all that stuff. In case there's another freaking dust storm, I brought a mask. Let's go. You guys, that lady behind me has a hat with a pot leaf on the front. It says blunt on one side and marijuana on the back. And she's like this old Chinese lady. I highly doubt she knows what her hat says, but I find it very funny. So I just ate lunch in the park. It's like just outside. These are the walls of Temple of Forest Park. It might be my 3rd day in a row coming here. It's on the way, and so I had lunch in the park, and then I just stopped for a bathroom break. This is the fancy bathroom entrance right there. I think soon I want to make like a travel hacks to make your visit to China easier as a Westerner type video. I'm realizing there's a lot of little things that I do that I don't put on camera, but I think would help you guys if you're planning on visiting China and you're from a Western country. I'm gonna go bike to the temple now. So I made it to Lama Temple. I am about to head in. It's 25 kwai for a ticket. Based on my trip here, it's a pretty good size. As soon as I came on the temple, I was like, oh, it should be any minute now. I just kept going and going, and I was like fighting foot traffic. This is a pretty crazy area, to be honest. It's very touristy, so it's kind of hard to get around here. Okay, this is definitely one of the weirder tickets I've ever gotten. It comes in this like packet, and then look, it's like your traditional ticket inside here, and then it has like a tiny CD. What's on the CD? cans are fancy. So right now I have just walked into Lama Temple and I'm taking my sweet time. I was looking at the different steels. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this, but I can try to show you. Behind a glass door, so I don't think you're gonna be able to see it because the glare and all the like kids' faces that have been smushed on it. But from about the 1700s, and it's this like stone, I doubt you can see this, but it's like a stone dragon. And then behind it is a big stone rectangular, what's called a stele. It's inscribed with, I'm not sure what message, but it's in 2 different languages on there. It's pretty cool. It looks very old. And then we've also got people lighting incense over here. And one thing that I'm finding hysterical is standing here watching the Westerners try to talk themselves into lighting the incense and doing the whole thing. Here, I'll show you. Most people, if they're Chinese, they light the incense, sometimes kneel, sometimes just bow while standing, and they do 3 of each things that they do, and then they stick the incense in the ashes over there. There's Westerners around here like me who got a box of incense. I am also similarly trying to talk myself into using it. I'm not sure. I mean, for me, like, the purpose of the incense is to take a minute to like reflect on your ancestors and the people who brought you here who are no longer with us. Kind of like a little way to pay respect, even though my grandma was certainly not Buddhist. Nice, like, respectful thing to do. But I'm not Buddhist in this sense. Like, I'm not like Chinese Buddhist, I'm not Tibetan Buddhist, I'm not, you know, I'm a Westerner, so I feel kind of bad doing it. Like, I can pay respect without the incense, so I've been kind of waiting to see if any other Westerners do it first. I know I'm supposed to be learning about fear, but I'm fearful of this right now. I just don't want to be disrespectful to anyone's religion or like their like moment with themselves, so I probably won't light my incense. I'm chickening out. This is another stele of some kind. So it's a big old stone tablet, and I think it's got a couple different languages on it. These things are really old because during the Cultural Revolution, for example, a lot of things were destroyed, but stone stuff wasn't really destroyed as much as like wood. Like, you know, like pretty much everything wood in China is new, but the stone stuff can be old. One fun little detail that's at every single like Chinese building of honor. Look up at the roof and then you can see like these animals right here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7. I'm not sure if you're supposed to count the last one, but there's at least 6. Forbidden Palace has 11 on one of the buildings, and that's supposed to be the most in like all of China or something crazy like that. Really quickly, I just wanted to explain. When you're walking through a Chinese Buddhist temple, like in Thailand, photography is totally fine inside the worship halls, but in this one, basically you walk from hall to hall, and outside the hall, like right now, this is totally fine to take photos and video and all that kind of stuff. But when you're inside the halls, like I was just in that one, there's 3 like gorgeous giant Buddha statues in there, and I wanted to get video of it, but no photography is allowed, and I'm not about to be disrespectful and take out my camera, so you guys are just gonna have to come see for yourselves. When you walk in this one, there's 3 big Buddhas, and this past one that I was just in was like the past Buddha, present Buddha, and future Buddha, and then on the sides were like 6 men on each side flanking them. I just wanted to quickly explain to you guys that that's kind of how this whole thing looks, and that I will not be showing you the insides of these worship halls because it's against the rules. I'm gonna keep going. It's beautiful and very relaxing though. I really enjoy Buddhist temples. This is the big main building. Let's go look. So this is pretty unusual to have like this walkway connecting the buildings. I've actually never seen that before with Chinese Buddhist buildings. It's like 2, you know, moderately sized buildings on either side, and then this massive, gorgeous one. That's beautiful. So I don't know if you know this, but the dragon in Chinese culture is the son of heaven. That's why there's so many dragons in like temples and palaces and things like that. Also the emperor's conveniently the son of heaven also. So this building is very large. 1, 2, 3 chunks of building. It's got the arched roof that goes to the top. There is a Buddha statue in there that goes from the ground level, it's on the ground, all the way up, and its crown is just barely missing the ceiling. Here, I'll recreate it for you. I walked in like this. I walked in, I was like, wow, this looks like it's gonna be a pretty big Buddha, and I looked up and I was like, jaw drop, huge. It was carved from a single sandalwood tree. It's mind-blowing. I mean, I've seen some big Buddhas in my day. I've seen bigger Buddhas than this, but like, I don't know, there's something about it being like encased in a building that makes it crazy. So I'm gonna get a little bit personal for a second with you guys. Buddhist temples always make me feel really like calm and relaxed, but I had this box of incense and I'm like, okay, I think I'll just, instead of burning them, I think I'll just put them in front of the Buddhist figures that like I looked at and was like, felt something about, you know what I mean? I had the box of incense and I tried to pull out 9 sticks of incense to put 3 in front of each of these like figures that were like past, present, and future. I don't know what it was about that building, but I really liked it. The only other incense sticks I've ever used were like really big yellow ones, and so I didn't have a problem with it, but these were like really tiny, thin, little like brown incense sticks. And so I was trying to pull them out and I broke like every single one of them, and there was just like a pile of like broken incense sticks on the ground where I had tried to open them. So I'm just like fumbling with them and I feel really bad, and like maybe I'm like being disrespectful or something because I didn't mean to do that. I went and stood inside that worship hall and just kind of watched people pray because I wanted to understand how they, like the motions that they do, because I'm a curious person and religion is also something that's really interesting to me, especially Eastern religion because I didn't grow up with it. They like were bowing down and like they face their palms up when they touch their heads to the like padded thing that you kneel down on. And so I was trying to kind of like understand why they would face their palms up, and every single person seemed to know exactly what to do. And it reminded me of like if me and a friend who was not religious were to go to my parents' church, I would know exactly what to do and they wouldn't. So it kind of reminded me of like me being the outsider a little bit, but having no one to like guide me. It's not that I like am striving to become a Buddhist or anything like that. I'm really interested in all world religions and kind of like exploring how I feel about each one. So I just had this moment where I like I had to keep myself from like just crying because I'm just like craving a religion of my own that I feel like I fit into and feel like is my own, because I was raised Christian, and as much as my mother would love it if I were to continue on with her beliefs, I have just never, in my adult life, never felt that I fit into that culture. And even like going to church, like she had me read a book called The Case for Christ, which I actually thoroughly enjoyed. I really loved it. It made me realize that yes, Jesus was very, very likely an actual person, and he was a really awesome person in the same way that Buddha was very likely a real person and was an awesome person. Awesome in the sense that like not just like awesome, like totally awesome, but like awesome in the sense that like they wanted to be good people and like help others become good people also, and like end suffering, bring like happiness, peace, you know, like self-acceptance, like all that kind of good stuff. I don't know, each religion has their own figure who is this kind of person, and I don't have one that like speaks to me. So I don't know, this is like getting a little too probably a little TMI, a little too like personal, but I just want to share that with you guys in case there's any of you guys who also feel that way. I'm not alone. I feel like I'm like coming out. Like my point is if you're on a similar journey, please send me a DM. If you have been on a similar journey, send me a DM. Please do not try to convert me. That is for sure. I will block you if you do that. But if you are interested in letting me know what your religion is or why you follow this religion or how you came to be with this religion, definitely let me know, because I'm always interested in like individual stories. And it's hard. It's such a personal thing that like I don't want you guys to share it if you don't want to. But if you want to share it, I want to hear it. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm just kind of like reflecting a little bit and getting ready to head out of here and probably just wander into some little shops. I think I'm going to bike down to Gulo Street, which is not very far, and then park my bike somewhere and just start walking and explore the kind of like the fun little Hutong shopping areas. Should be fun. All right, good talk. So I actually just biked to the drum tower. I am headed to this fun street that I can never spend very long on when I'm with Eric because he doesn't like just browsing. So I'm gonna go browse. This is the street. It's so cute. It's like a Hutong. Yandai Byway. This is where the tourists hang out in Beijing, guys. This is where they're all hiding. This is, I believe, Houhai Lake. But I'm just walking around exploring. I see reggae bars, so I gotta look inside at least and see. Okay, also, that store I was just in, oh, I didn't show you guys, but I just popped into this little store and they had perfumes there. The first sign of it being kind of weird sense was there was a dirt scent. Secondly, there's a scent of cannabis. And I was like, usually people try to cover up that smell. They don't try to make themselves smell like that. I can't imagine this bar is very busy. The roots. Get a little burnt out, so I think I'm gonna start heading back. Okay, I'm getting the feeling this is pretty much all food over here, and I'm not really hungry, so I'm just gonna head back to the shopping area. This is pretty cool looking. Apparently this is a temple. Also guys, I have a moral question for you. I'm tempted to get one of these for my dad as a gag gift. Obviously it wouldn't fit his head, but I'm very tempted. What do you think? I just bought myself the most expensive chocolate ever. As I'm wearing my I Heart BJ shirt. Yeah, I did buy one of those. It means I love Beijing. Duh. Remember how I was telling you I got some really expensive chocolates? Let me show you. This place describes itself as a chocolate art salon. And this is what I got. They're fairly small. Hazelnut coffee. This is like sea salt caramel, and I thought I saw the word pepper on there somewhere. This is whiskey flavor. And then this one, I'm not sure, but she said Houcher, and basically insisted that I purchase this one. And it came to a whopping 68 kwai. That's about $10. $10. That's like $2 per chocolate ball. So these better be some good chocolates. They smell really good, and the store itself smelled really good. And these are kind of my birthday present to myself. So we're just gonna eat my birthday present a little early. So Eric and I are gonna taste these, and I will let you know later how they taste. Oh, last time I talked to you guys, we were still by the lake. So I biked home and realized that we're so close to the Hutongs and all the cool stuff in Beijing. It's like so awesome. I love having a bike. Then I went and got dinner supplies at the market nearby, and I made a delicious dinner, chicken and amaranth. Oh yeah, I was listening to an audiobook. This is not a sponsorship by any means, but I keep hearing so much crap about Audible, how amazing Audible is. So I clicked that little link on my Amazon Prime account that was like, get 2 free audiobooks with your free trial. And I'm listening to Lost on Planet China. It's by Martin Troost or something. I can link it down below in the description. It's funny, like a funny, sarcastic take on basically a newcomer to China. Like someone who has like a brief understanding of like modern history of China, but really doesn't know much about the culture or the people and like what modern China looks like. So it's pretty funny to hear about his reaction to a lot of things. And he starts in Beijing. And right now in the book, he's in Nanjing, so it's very applicable to my life. He still has a very negative opinion of China, I think, so far, but hopefully he'll turn around in the book. I don't know, because I eventually, started to love China, so maybe he will too. I'm very interested in it. If you are too, I'll link that down below. But I'm going to get to tasting chocolate now. I am going to go to bed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Hey, no, no.